Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Coffee and a Card. I am always excited to be here with you for Facebook Live. So my name is Holly with Handcrafted Blessings, and welcome on this Tuesday. So I am going to, as usual, pull up my video so that I can see your comments, and it's always nice to check that I'm live and that y'all can see me and, all the things. So welcome to everybody who's coming in here today for this Facebook Live. So I'm going to show you a couple of projects today. A couple of different cards, and let's see. Oh, goodness. I was distracted by looking at the comments. Okay, let me try this again. I am going to show you some happy mail, and I'm going to show you some cards that we did last night in a class here in my house. And then I'm going to show you how to make two of the cards that we did last night. So yeah, I've got a couple of different projects, and I'm going to show you how to make the projects with multiple different kinds of designer series paper, because my hope is when I show you these videos that you can look at the layout that I'm showing you and then translate it to the paper and the products that you have in your craft room. So I'm going to show you how a couple of these layouts can be done in multiple different options. But let's first start with some happy mail. So as you know, happy mail is what I call the cards that y'all send to me, because I love showing off your creativity. So welcome to everybody who's coming in and saying hi. I'm really glad that you're here. So our first piece of happy mail comes from Rocky Nitty in Minnesota. And she made this super cute teacup card. I love that color combination of the parakeet party and the sweet sorbet. That's so cute. And then with a little leaf there on the inside. That is really cute. So these strips here are layered on a piece of basic white. I think you can just barely see it. So very cute. Okay, our other happy mail comes from Kathy Murphy, and she sent me a couple of different goodies in this package. So I'm going to show you both of the cards that she made. But first, I want to show you two things. This one, because it's so cute. It says, "It's okay not to be okay. Some days are just harder than others." That is going to be hung up in my studio. But the other one I think you guys might also like is this one. It says, "Crafting can be an escape from the world. It can help us through difficult times while we focus on our talents and create something beautiful." Isn't that so cute? I love that. I love this whole saying. So, very cool. Okay, now let me show you the cards that she made. The first one, oh, it's strawberries. Strawberries and a mouse. How cute. Strawberries are my favorite fruit. So, oh my gosh, that is so cute. Look at that little stamp. Ah, so cute. She calls it her contraband stamp set. That's funny. That's really cute. And this is some of the washi tape that we had a few years ago. So, Kathy, you're asking how I feel after after COVID cooties. I think I'm pretty much better. I still get tired easily, but I'm definitely over COVID. I would just say I just still get tired easily. So that can be annoying. All right, and then this card that she made, look at that, you guys. Oh my gosh, happy birthday. That's so cute. It's not my birthday, but it was just my half birthday a month ago. And oh, okay, there we go. Sorry, it was a little stuck together. So there we've got our, let me take her note out of the inside here. So you can see her butterfly and the strip. And actually this here on the front, if I can kind of take you sideways, this is little strips that are attached to a window sheet. So it's like a floating card. So it's very cool. Really like that. All right. And then one last comment I just have to make. She wrote me a letter. You guys, handwritten letters are like the best thing ever. But I just want to read you one little line that she wrote me. She said, you know, she's praying about, as I've been struggling with grief related to my mom's death. She said, you know, that I would feel God's peace and comfort. And she said, while you're waiting for the peace of God, have something delicious to eat, something refreshing to drink, have a good poop, and take a little nap. I love it. So I thought maybe that would be encouraging to some of you as well. So have something delicious to eat, refreshing to drink, have a nice poop, and take a little nap. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put my camera down, and we are going to look at a couple of stamp sets. So, of course, after that comment, who knows, I probably lost half of you guys. Who knew you were coming to watch a crafting video and hear about poop? Welcome to my world. Okay, so we're going to be using two different stamp sets here today. I'm going to be using Inspired Thoughts, which is in the annual catalog. It's got some great sentiments here, but I wanted to use the Heartfelt Sympathy. And then I wanted to pair it with Hope and Peace. This is just such a gorgeous set. This is from, oh, I don't remember which catalog this is in. I think it might be in the Fall Mini. I can't remember. I apologize. But it's in one of the two catalogs. So these two go really nicely together with some of the words like sending healing thoughts your way. You know, that can go well with some of the ones in here. So we're going to be pairing these together today. But first, I'm going to start by showing you some cards. Last night, I held a One Sheet Wonder class in my house, and we used a piece of 12 by 12 designer series paper. This comes from Design a Daydream, which is in the annual catalog. It's a host paper. And we made 8 cards using a piece of 12 by 12 paper. No waste on the paper. So I just want to show you what we made, and then I'm going to show you how to make 2 of these 8 cards. So the first design here, it actually made 2 cards as we cut it. This one, excuse me, this one here is actually kind of a floating design. So if I show you from the edge, the paper is back behind the card front. So then we've got these, that one, and then the last 2 of the 8, I'm going to go ahead and set those other ones aside. These are the last 2. And this one here was the favorite of so many of the people who were there last night. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to show you guys how to make this. But in making this, you automatically get the pieces for this card. So we're just going to make both of them. So this is using, like I said, Design a Daydream host paper. And then I also made, during class, as I was showing them how to make it, I used a different pattern. Same paper pack, just a different pattern. So you can see here, they're the same card, okay? So I'm going to show you how to make these 2 cards. So let me set these aside. I'm still using the same paper pack, and I'm trying to grab it here. I got too many pieces piled on top of my paper. Okay, so this is the one, yep, Design a Daydream, 12 by 12. Now, as a host set, you know, most of our 12 by 12 packs come with 12 sheets. This comes with 48 sheets. So I'm going to show you some of the patterns. I can't show you all of them because I used up a few of them, but I can show you a bunch of them. You get 4 of each design, which is pretty cool. So just a lot of, I don't know, I love the color combination in this paper with like this one, the Blackberry Bliss flowers. So pretty. So we got some stripes. Oops. I mixed up one of those. Let's see here. Stripes go with this one. With that in the background. And we've got some bicycles with that fun pattern on the back side. I don't know what this kind of makes me think of animal print. That's what it kind of reminds me of. But I love the look at those pinwheels, you guys. Aren't those cool? Okay, we've got some kites with stripes, leaves, and with some kind of wavy stripes. We're going to be using this pattern here today for our cards. So it's got I love this background. All right, two more. We got some kind of greenery leaves with more stripes. And then this last one with birds. So a lot of beautiful patterns in this. So the two patterns that you're not seeing would be one that has this on one side with this on the other side. Okay, that would be another one. And then the last one would be this one that has these two patterns. So that would be all the different patterns. It's just that I cut up all those other ones, so I couldn't show you a full 12 by 12. All right, let me just set this aside and grab the cards that we're gonna make. So we'll start with this one. We're gonna be using Mint Macaron and Blackberry Bliss for my color combination. And this is the first card. So it says, "You are in my prayers with heartfelt sympathy." So let's start with our designer series paper. So I told you I'd be using this pattern right here. And we're just gonna start by cutting off a 3-inch strip. So it's gonna be 3 inches by 12 inches. So we'll do 3. And then I'm gonna cut it at 5.5 inches. So 5.5. And what that means is I have a 5.5 inch piece and I have a 6.5 inch piece. So 5.5 by 3, 6.5 by 3. And I'm gonna start with the 5.5 by 3. That's what we're gonna use to make this card right here. So we've got our Blackberry Bliss background. And this one is going to measure in at 5.5 by 3.5. So 5.5, 3.5. So we'll go ahead and tape those together so you can, pick whichever side you want. Now, if you're making these two cards that I'm showing you, you are going to want to pick a piece of paper that you like both sides together, like showing on the same card, because the second one that we make is going to show both sides at the same time. This particular one, you just get to pick one side or the other. So we're just going to tape it onto our background mat. It's the same height as the cardstock, because they're both 5.5 inches. And then I can attach it to my Mint Macaron card base. This Mint Macaron and Blackberry Bliss, I just think is so beautiful together. Okay, now in my class last night, I actually made all of these cards vertical. I accidentally made my sample card, this one here, horizontal, but I actually really like it. So the difference being, what happened was I stamped this horizontal. And so that's why I was like, oh, my bad. So then I had to turn it into a horizontal card. But the difference is whether you put your sentiment piece here or whether you turn it and put it like this. It works both ways, okay? So let me set that aside and we'll do a little bit of stamping. We're gonna use Blackberry Bliss. And we're gonna start with "You Are in My Prayers." Now this is just a piece of white scrap. It's 1 inch wide, but honestly you can do whatever width you need for the stamp set you have chosen. Okay, we're gonna cut it down so the length doesn't really matter. We're gonna cut it to where we want it to be after I've stamped it. but this particular one is 1 inch wide. So I'm going to stamp it kind of over here to the side. And then we'll take our With Heartfelt Sympathy for the inside. Now my inside basic white measures at 3 3/4 by 5. That is my standard insert that I use. This leaf is also from, let's see, this one is from Hope and Prayer. You know what? I think I said Hope and Peace in my video title. I'll have to change that. It's Hope and Prayer. So that one. All right. We'll take our card and we will make sure I'm putting this on the correct way. Stick that there on the inside. And smooth that down. Okay, so now with our front tag, what we're going to do is we're going to be putting it right here. Okay, so I have to decide how far do I want my banner end to go. So I'm thinking I probably want it to end right about here. That seems about long enough where my finger is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and just cut off where I decided my length would be. For those of you who want more exact measurements, let me just tell you what I just did. I don't even know. Let's see, this is 3 3/8. So, but really, you can just adjust it based on the words that you pick. So if you have longer words, you could do a longer banner. If you've got shorter words, you could do a shorter one. I also think you could mix and match this layout with a lot of different sentiment pieces, different shapes, you know, punches, dies, that sort of thing. All right, so we'll take our dimensionals and we're just gonna stick these on here. Oh, you know what? I should have said this. Let me, if only you could rewind live video. Okay, I have another scrap sitting here, so I'm just gonna show you what I just did because some of you might be new to cutting banner ends. So this is what I call my banner end or my flag end. I've heard it both ways. So what I do is I cut from the middle as high as I want my banner end to be. Okay, it could be a little, it could be a lot. It's really whatever you want it to be. I cut the middle as high as I want that to be. And then I'm just cutting from each side to the top of that slit. Just like that. And so that's how I make sure that it's centered. Now there are some people who are able to just cut from the corner like this. I've never been able to line it up. I always end up with a lopsided banner. So that's where I started doing the cut down the middle so that I can decide where that's going to be. So I meant to talk that through as I was cutting this banner, but I forgot. All right, so we're gonna take our backings off here. And we're gonna stick this on here all the way to the edge of our card. And then we'll grab some of these iridescent rhinestones. And I just have a variety of size. There's 3 sizes here. Let's see. Do that one. And I think I have one of the smaller ones. So there we go. We're just gonna put 3 right next to each other like that. So there we have our first card. So then our second card is going to use that other piece of Designer Series paper. So this is the other end of that strip. So this one measures at 6.5 by 3. And the card, just to remind you again of the design that we're using, This is the one I showed you earlier. So these are the two designs that we're making here tonight. Not tonight, this afternoon. So this is where it makes a difference. Now I have flip-flopped the sentiments. So in this one, you can see I've just flip-flopped them. So when I open them, they're just reverse sentiments. So this is why it makes a difference. You want to pick a piece of paper where you like both sides together, okay? It makes a difference in how your card ends up. So we're going to take our designer series paper and we're going to score it. Now the thing with scoring designer series paper is you want to score lightly, because you can end up creating a crack in your paper and it'll kind of end up looking ripped and not exactly what you're looking for. So make sure that you score lightly. And we're going to score at 1 3/4 inches. So that was 1 3/4 inches. So now I can decide, you know what? I think we are going to go the opposite way today for this one. Opposite from my sample. Okay, so we're going to do it this way. Now, the key with how I've set this up is that in this next step, we only want to apply tape on these short sides. Okay, we don't want to apply tape here, and you'll see why in a minute, but we're only doing tape on the short little ends. So we're just gonna put tape there, close it back up so that this is all held together. Okay, a couple of things that you could do here. If you made this wider, this could now be a gift card holder, and you could put a gift card on the front of your card that you're making. So when you have it here, you know, you could slip in, but you'd have to make it a little bit wider. But we're going to be slipping in our sentiment to help with aligning it where we want it to be. Before we do that, let's take some of this, what is this called? Soft polyester ribbon. It's petal pink. And we're just going to cut a couple of pieces. They're roughly the same, but we'll take one of these. And I'm just going to stick it here, and we're going to wind it around the back and adhere those ends down. Now, I do know that some of you like to adhere your ribbon by maybe putting tape right here on the ribbon. You don't want to do that for this particular design. You only want to tape down the flaps at the back so that we can add the other piece of ribbon. So we're going to stick this on our card front. So here's what I mean. If I had taped this down, I wouldn't be able to slide this next piece underneath. So that's why we only wanted to adhere the ends, because now I'm going to slide the second piece under and I am going to tie a knot. Oops. Just a single knot. Just like that. And we'll put it there. We'll take our scissors and we'll just trim these ends a little bit so that they're angled and clean. Now this ribbon is very soft, very soft. And because of that, the knot may come out. So what we want to do is we want to help secure it in place. So I'm going to take a glue dot. I'm just going to peel it right off of my roll. And we're just going to slide a glue dot right underneath here. So what that'll do is it'll help keep that knot in place. It'll keep it from sliding top and bottom, but it'll also help keep it tied. So that is very helpful. So we'll set that aside while we do some stamping. Again, we're going to take our Blackberry Bliss because we're just reversing how we stamped last time. So I'll put heartfelt sympathy, and then we'll do you're in my prayers. Oh, I got a ring. Got a little shadow right there. So we're just going to turn it over. Cardstock has two sides. Oh, there we go. I really should have cleaned in between, but what you see is right there on the edge of my stamp, I had pressed too hard on my ink pad, so I got some of that excess ink on the edge of the stamp, and that's what transferred there underneath the word prayers. So that's what causes it. That's why we tap gentle when we're inking up our stamps, so we don't get that excess ink. All right, we'll take our insert here. The nice thing is, because I have a nice dark cardstock background, no one's ever going to know that that mistake is back there. Unless, of course, they suddenly decide they want to take apart my card for some reason. So we'll go ahead and close this. And then we'll take our banner. And once again, I'm going to set it here and kind of decide where do I want my flag to end. It's probably right about there where my thumb is. So I can cut that off. And then I'll cut my banner into it. And this one, we're just going to tuck inside of that fold. Now, if for some reason you forget and you tape down that fold, it would not ruin your card. What you'd want to do at that point would be to just trim it so you can just set your banner exactly right next to it instead of tucking it underneath. Okay, but we're gonna tuck it inside. I'm gonna stick some tape here. We're gonna stick this inside of here and decide left and right where I want my banner. And I realize that my hand might be in your way, so let me try to do this the other way. I am not left-handed. Okay, there we go. And then we will take, once again, our iridescent rhinestones, and we'll add, I'll use some different sizes here. I think we'll just stick one right there. So we got 3 of those on there. So there we go. We have our sympathy card. So you can see that's opposite of this one. And then we've got that pattern and we've got this one. So by using the same pack of paper, I can make 4 cards that look, you know, different enough because they're all different patterns. And then this one, that one, and this one. So here is the other. So this is how I originally did it last night with the class. But like I said, by mistake today, I turned it horizontal. And I still think it looks really cute with the same exact layout. So hopefully that gives you a couple of quick layout ideas that you can make some cards with. I am trying to replenish my sympathy card stack, which is why these are mostly sympathy cards today. Because you always want to be prepared to have those on hand. That and birthday cards. I feel like you could never have enough. So thank you so much for tuning in today for Coffee and a Card. Even though I'm not drinking coffee, I'm drinking beet juice. But still, thanks for tuning in today. Don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.